Alright guys, I'm back here, do a little talk, just something to think about, something that's been mentioned many times by other people and throughout the years. But now's a good time to really start thinking about it too. All times really were and are. Is caches, whatever you want to call them, survival stashes, things like that. If you're gonna, especially, if you got a property you need to get to or a place you're going, and just to have your supplies, a lot of stuff there, some stuff you want there, some things that are like maybe your location that you're gonna bug out to is several miles away. Let's say it's a distance some people have to travel, which is, to me, is, if that's all you got, that's what you got. But it's just, to travel a long distance is wild to me. But it really doesn't matter. But, to have, survival supplies stashed along the way, whether that be food, clothing, firearms, ammunition, whatever you think, medical supplies, whatever you think you need, and whatever, and usually a lot of that stuff is a variety of thing in one survival tube, some kind of, box or something that you put stuff in. It's good to have those along the way, along the route, that you can easily access and know where they are, where nobody else is going to know where they are. Because you could put them anywhere. Just don't forget where you put them, But also at your location. Put them in the ground, That way you have stuff there and it's hidden out of sight, so if somebody does come along and happen to break into a building or a shed or whatever you have out there that nobody's there right now, then your supplies and stuff like that are hidden, but one of the things that I want to talk about though is, when you put that stuff in, you really got to protect that stuff. It has to be sealed. Your container, whatever it is that you're using to put supplies in, has to be completely sealed, airtight, watertight, the whole works. Because if you're putting in food or anything, moisture and the temperature can affect that stuff. But there's something that I think is something that I've wanted for a while, and I'm going to get many of these other things from this place. But this place right here, Arms Preservation Inc. So they have these right here are the anti-corrosion gun bags. Now, they have a ton of bags for many different things. They have ones that are specifically designed for your ammo can to put your ammunition in, because everybody's always talking about how to store your ammunition in those ammo cans properly, things like that. But there's so many different variations of bags and things that they have where you can use and put them in, So anyway, let's look at this though. So anyway, check this out up close here. This is a pistol size. This is a rifle size. Pretty much all the same thing. Prevents rust for up to 5 years. Reusable Velcro closures. No messy oils or greases. Safe for guns, ammo, optics. Ready to use right out of the bag. Protects external and internal surfaces. Proudly made in the USA. Same thing on this one. But like I said, they make many different sizes of bags for different stuff. So, to be able to protect your things, because there's no telling. If you put a survival cache or a survival tube in the ground somewhere or wherever it is, wherever you put it at, to be able to protect that stuff for a number of years is what you need, because there's no telling how long, you know, that's going to be sitting there, because we don't know exactly when things can go wrong and go south. So to be able to have something already there, that's there in the ground or wherever you're going to put it at, that's there. And if it's, you know, you don't need it in, you know, 5 years, then, you know, that's great. You know, I mean, that's great. You know, I mean, we don't really want everything to go that crazy, but if it does, and let's say there's a major confiscation or something like that, if something happens, you have those put somewhere where nobody knows where they are, and it can't be found, and they can be retrieved if and when needed. So let's go take these to the table. Let's go look at them real quick, and see what they look like out of the bag. All right, guys, here it is, kind of laid out. Of course, you're not going to stick the magazine in there when you put this in there. I mean, you could. I mean, there's plenty of room for it. Even maybe an optic already on there without the magazine, for sure, depending on the size of the optic. You want to give it a little bit of room in there. You know, you don't want it to be squeezed in there real tight, although this stuff is very heavy duty. And it will accommodate a 20-inch rifle, I guarantee it. So if you got an A2, A4, whatever, 20-inch AR, it will definitely accommodate that. So anyway, here it is. The opening. It's just man, it's a tough Velcro seal. If I can get it open here, watch me struggle. Wow. All right. Yep, there you go. Didn't break this one out, but it's the same thing, just pistol size. But yes, very cool, very cool. Definitely a option to consider, especially in times like this. You know, to be able to put some things that you need away for a little while. Something like this will be great. You know, food supplies, ammunition, firearms, medical supplies, anything that you want to keep the elements out of, but you want to keep off location in some place that you can get to fairly easily, you know, and to be able to access it and get it when the time comes. And that way, you know, wherever that be, along the route, different places, at your location, things like that you want hidden out of sight. Or, guys, I mean, if you just want to stick this in, you know, if you have a safe and you have a firearm that you just, like a safe queen, that you absolutely just want to keep as pristine as possible for the longest time, something like this, just stick in your safe or stick in a box or something, you know, in a gun bag or whatever, but set it in there, and that way it'll always be protected and things like that. But me, when it comes to my line of thinking, is that something like, you know, like this is for, you know, to put into, you know, a survival supply, cache, whatever you call it, along the way, you know, or at your location, you know. But like I said, I mean, this could be just, you know, anything to protect anything, you know, so things like that. I'll put a link to them, guys. This is Arms Preservation, very cool place. This stuff's not very expensive, and to think about it, though, I mean, the investment that you're making you know, is actually going to save you heartache and cost and money and things like that in the long run later on, you know. Because if you just put something like this in a plastic bag under the ground in some kind of like box or something like that, water, rain, elements, temperature changes, things like that can still ruin your firearms, even if you think you got them like really sealed up good. Nature, air and water has a way of getting in anyway. But, you know, even my line of thinking, I would be like, I'd almost double up just to do it. Just to do it, you know, just to make sure, hey, it's gonna be good. So, anyway, guys, link down below. Check them out. Something to think about. You know, if you haven't already done some kind of supply stop somewhere, you know, or stashing back stuff for the long term, this is something to consider. These bags and things like that, especially if you have multiple of these, you know, some type of defensive weapon, things like that, and some ammunition and things that you're gonna need later down the line if things decide to pop off. So, and you want to be able to actually get to them readily. This is stuff to think about. This can save your firearms and still have them at the ready when you pull them out of the bag. So anyway, that's it right now, guys. Keep it heavy.